Okay, now if we have a look at what we've got here, we've got the on-screen display, simple Hobby King on-screen display. Now I'm running one of these. It's a 5 volt to 12 volt converter, because this is going to be running on a 4S battery, so that is going to plug into the board, which is gets its power from the ESCs. They will produce 5 volt to the board. This will pick up from a spare set of pinouts on the board, convert to 12 volt and supply the camera. So basically spent most of the day, probably about 6 hours into this build. Daniel has done a remarkable job putting this together. It's a really good design frame. So if you have a look at the little blocks, there's 2 different size blocks that actually hold this together and isolate the motor and arm from the main frame. I've put together a power circuit board here, which is this is going to duct down through the hole in the back there, and as you can see there, I'm running the power up from the ESCs, and they're mounted underneath that power circuit board. So on here we're going to run the White Spy 32 built board, the Flip 32. Now these are a great board. Now I highly recommend these. These are from Paulie at Ready to Fly Quads. So that's the board that's going in there. This is the camera unit. Now Daniel has done a really good job of this. It's you can actually mount and tilt it. So we redesigned this with one of the original designs that we started off with. When you get these, had it in the center, and what happened, it was too far back inside, so he's moved that forward for us, and as you can see there, you can tilt that up and down, and that just locks in with those little collars there in the front there. And basically there's some standoffs that I bought off eBay, and I've used some rubber grommets. I'll put that on an angle for the Mobius. So on the we've got the option here of running the Grappner on my MX-16. So this has got full telemetry, good for about 4,000 meters. So I can run that, haven't decided yet, or I can run the little D4R, and either way our little police officer will be in the back there holding the antennas, and we'll get him sorted. Now the FPV gear that we're using the 200 milliwatt FT 952. Now that's a 5.8, and highly recommend that you get the little pigtail on there so you don't snap off your SMA connectors. The good part about this design, it's got some little gates that sit in the side here. It's more of a strength thing than a visual effect. The prototype that I got off Daniel, when I hit the ground, it smacked it and snapped it in the centre there. There's the end result. This was the prototype, and so what we did and what we agreed on is we agreed to move it, so you can see the hole centres are now back here. So it's a bit shorter quad. The reason we moved it was to actually get it a little bit closer so that it was a bit stronger. So we did that and put the gates in here, and that gives it that bit of stability. Now what I've done by coincidence, and you can see these guys here, this sits on here, and once this is all mounted, these little special little doovers here are the exact right height for the for this guy. So what will actually happen, I will actually get that to bolt into there and give it added strength. So I don't know whether I'm going to use those. I don't know when I'm going to need them. So they don't weigh anything, so we might just put them in there for effect. But but basically this whole thing will be locked in with these here, and it'll be locked in the center there, so it'll all be boxed in. And of course the camera's back there. All this will be tidied up and sitting there, and basically our little guy will be sitting up the back here, and the FPV gear will be kind of sitting somewhere in around kind of here. So I think I've actually got it to sit sort of in there. That's kind of where it's going to be. So that's our build so far. As I said, I've got quite a few hours of work left. I've got to do the motors now, and then finish putting all the camera in, get the board in, bind the receiver, and then of course get it all set up. The last thing is props. Now these are the 6 by 4.5s, and these are the 7 by 4. So this unit here will actually swing a 7-inch prop. So so we could look at the 6s. It definitely will handle the 7s, and I actually had these on my 330 cross frame with 7s, few beautifully, and yeah, sort of disassembled that and used it for something else. Just happen to have a 5-cell battery coming, and we may even use a 5-cell on this with the 7s, because you can never have enough power. So hopefully you'll get to see the about us for the time being, and stay safe, and we'll wait and see what happens when we get it all finished.